Good evening from San Ignacio Town. With the 9 o'clock news, I am Samantha Harrison. In the headlines, Nemo places Belize under a hurricane watch as Tropical Storm Earl approaches. People's United Party criticizes cabinet shuffle and the Belize Bureau of Standard issues a price control advisory. Stay tuned for details of these and other stories coming up after these messages.
The Men's World Championship Qualification Tournament for 2016 will be hosted in Belize, and the national channel owned on Central TV and Internet is going to be bringing all the action to you starting August the 14th to the 20th at St. Catherine's Primate Gym. This will be a historic event in Belize, so it will be Belize, Panama, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Dominican Republic will participate in a 7-day tournament, 3 matches per day to determine the 2 qualifying teams to the continental round. The top 2 teams of this tournament qualify to the continental round, for which the top 5 team goes to the World Championship to be held in Italy, Bulgaria. So it is the male national qualifiers live on the national channel only on Central TV and Internet. Tune in.
Who said that deals only happen once a year or only on special occasions? Walk into any one of our Central TV and Internet offices to get free installation, free modems, and free MyTV subscriptions. Visit us whether you're in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, or Benque, or give us a call toll-free at 0800 Cable TV. Central TV and Internet. Bundle and save.
Bundle and save. Central TV and Internet.
Hola, mi nombre es Vania Pat y les invito a la gran final del certamen Miss Queen of the West que se llevará a cabo en Sacred Heart Auditorium el 20 de agosto. No se lo fallen, comenzará a las 7 p.m. en punto.
Kendra Borland, 18 years old.
Rosanna Romero, 20 years old.
Shamika Armstrong, 20 years old.
Maria Cat, 18 años de edad.
Jem Lyons, 20 years old.
Y también les quiero invitar para el grand launching of the September Celebration Calendar, que se llevará a cabo el 6 de agosto en el Welcome Center y comenzará a las 6 p.m. en punto. No se lo fallen. Artistas como Ernestine estarán presentes.
Ernestine, and they call me Soca Queen. I love to shake up my waistline and drop it to the baseline.
Here now is the news in details. Belize is under a hurricane watch. That is because Tropical Storm Earl, which formed this morning, is barreling across the Central Caribbean Sea towards the country. The National Emergency Management Organization issued an advisory this morning declaring Phase 2 of Belize's hurricane plan and declaring the watch, which essentially means that the storm is expected to start affecting the country within 24 hours. We'll get the latest from Nemo shortly, but here is the latest on Tropical Storm Earl from the National Hurricane Center.
And we have a name, Tropical Storm Earl. The hurricane hunters went and investigated and said, yep, this thing looks good enough and has winds strong enough to be called a tropical storm. Now, it's moving to the west at 22 miles an hour, which is a very fast pace for a tropical cyclone. Had it moved slower over all of these warm waters, we probably would have seen a tropical storm even earlier or possibly even a hurricane. So it's good that it's moving so fast. Watch what happens. This approaches the Yucatan Peninsula, putting Honduras and Belize kind of in the bullseye for some tropical storm conditions. That's why warnings are issued for both of those coastlines. Crosses over the Yucatan and weakens into a tropical depression as it re-enters Mexico.
The advisory issued by Nemo today said that Tropical Storm Earl has the potential for further development into a Category 1 hurricane. Nemo says a storm surge of about 2 to 4 feet high is anticipated and up to 16 inches of rainfall, which can result in extreme flood conditions. Likely, damages associated with these conditions are flooding of crops, uprooting of trees, destruction to poorly constructed and older timber buildings, loose items becoming projectiles damaging windows and doors. NEMO has activated all national and district committees and plans have been finalized to house persons in shelters who are seeking refuge from low-lying and coastal areas flooding. TNC 10 will continue to provide continuing coverage of Tropical Storm Earl. Prime Minister Dean Barrow announced a shuffling of his cabinet on Monday. Changes including relieving John Saldivar of the police portfolio and making him the Minister of Defense. The reassignment of the portfolio of natural resources to the Attorney General and the naming of Godwin House as the new Minister of the Police. Today, the opposition's People's United Party issued a release condemning the cabinet shuffle, calling it the orchestration of what is really no significant reshuffle, but more of an optical illusion. The PUP says it believes that at the very least, the confirmed relationship between John Saldivar and William Mason, one which resulted in money changing hands, should have been the subject of an intensive, objective investigation. The release goes on to say that the relationship between other cabinet members and William Mason, again confirmed, should have been the result of an intensive, objective investigation, and so should the relationship between high-ranking members of the Belize Police Department and William Mason. The PUP says that instead, Saldivar has been given a tiny token slap on the wrist, if that, and the Prime Minister has in effect declared that to be the end of that. The PUP says that the so-called reshuffle is no more than a move by the Prime Minister to appoint unelected persons loyal only to him to very strategic positions within government. The PUP calls on Prime Minister Dean Barrow to deviate from his trademark, all glitter and no substance style, because the Belizean people demand more than optics. The only way to ensure an impartial and proper investigation is to ask for assistance from international partners, according to the PUP. And the claim that if the Prime Minister, as he has indicated, refuses to do this, it will be because he does not want the truth to come out. That truth, the PUP says, which could destroy his administration. You're watching the 9 o'clock news. We will have more of the day's story for you right after these messages.
If you're planning a renovation, landscaping, or construction project, Builders Hardware can supply just about anything you need to get the job done. Garden equipment and supplies, hand tools, bathroom supplies and accessories, power tools, kitchen accessories, lights, plumbing supplies, doors and windows, home and auto paint supplies. No one understands your project requirements better than we do. Come visit us on Constitution Drive in Belmopan. Call us at 822-0501 or 822-1071. At Builders Hardware, we have everything you need right when you need it. Quality, variety, quantity, and service with a smile. Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
My dad never misses a football match.
Me neither.
Very, very good
Are you enjoying this game or what?
I'm loving every minute of it.
I can't miss this game, but I can't see it either.
Here, now you can. The game's on me.
Now, wherever there's internet, you don't have to miss a single minute of TV. And the best part of MyTV is it costs as little as $10 monthly for Central TV and Internet's customers. With 25 channels at your fingertips, you'll always be tuned in. MyTV is available only at Central TV and Internet. Log on and discover a new world of mobile TV.
Hey, do you happen to have a beer?
Nine women, 1 ball, 1 diamond, 7 innings, 1 winner. It's a game of numbers. It's women's amateur softball in full high definition. Catch all the action from the diamond live on TNC 10, Belize's sport, news, and information station.
Welcome back to the 9 o'clock news. At the top of the newscast, we told you about the declaration of the Hurricane Watch for Belize. The Supplies Control Unit of the Belize Bureau of Standards has issued an advisory of its own reminding the business community that it is an offense under the Supplies Control Prices regulations to sell or offer for sale any price control goods above the maximum permissible price. The Supplies Control Unit advises consumers to be vigilant during this time of emergency and report any contraventions that are encountered. Groundbreaking ceremonies to kick off construction of Conejo new rudimentary water project was held on Monday afternoon. The water project is financed by the government of Belize through a grant from Basic Needs Trust Fund 7 program, Caribbean Development Bank, so that the villagers of Conejo are provided with continuous supply of reliable and safe quality water to meet their daily needs such as drinking, washing, bathing, and cooking. According to an official release, the completion of the water subject project will significantly contribute in the reduction in the vulnerability of men, women, and children to incidences of waterborne, foodborne, and vector-borne diseases. In addition to communicable and non-communicable diseases, the scope of work includes the construction of an elevated steel frame structure to support 4 2,640 gallons water tanks with all required piping and accessories. A pump house with a fence encompassing the area, a submersible solar water pump and chlorinator, and a solar panel array to provide electricity to the pump house and controls. The Belize Social Investment Fund is implementing the Conejo Water Supply Project as part of its mandate to work in line with the government's poverty alleviation strategy. Completion of Conejo new rudimentary water system is scheduled for December 31st, 2016. Returning to our top story now, Belizeans continue to prepare for the arrival of Tropical Storm Earl. Late this evening, The storm was located about 450 miles east of Belize City and carrying winds of 50 miles per hour. Tropical Storm Earl is moving towards the west at 16 miles per hour. This general motion is expected to continue through Thursday. On this track, the core of Earl is expected to pass just north of the Honduras Bay Islands tonight and be near the coast of Belize early tomorrow morning. This is the news on the national channel. We will have a look at the weather right after these messages.
Make sure you cut this riverside good now. Knuckles down, I want it. And make sure you cut this riverside good now. Knuckles down, I want it. And make sure I go see the river straight from the house. And I want one nicely area where we could picnic, you know. Then when you're done, you could start on the hill over there, so. See, I want it clean, clean, clean. So we could plant.
Yes, Pa.
Hey neighbor, I hear correct? You the peel by the riverside and over the up on that hill? Man, that will happen to you. You don't know about soil erosion? You don't know it's important for left one leaf buffer by the riverside with some trees and some shrubs?
Buffer for what?
Buffer for what? Boy, you see what they do? When it rain or when it dry, the soil wash away or turn loose, and wash away right into the river and cause pollution. And if the soil wash away, then you will lose some land too. And that the same thing on the hillside. When the rain cause the roots and the trees and the grass not there to hold the soil together, it just wash right down and come on your house like one landslide.
What? For true?
Yes, man. I know I tell you no lie.
And how you know this?
From the Department of the Environment people, when they come inspect one illegal dump.
Oh, I may think them people only look for them big resort. I never know that they look for all of that.
Oh yes, man. They look for everything for the environment. Watch ya. They only help with take care of things, you know. But that we fit take care of things. Cause when things happen, that all of we get affected. Remember when they say happen, why Kendall Bridge gone? That mistake of all of them big tree we cut down and drop into the river. You want it to happen again? Alright.
Help us protect the environment and our lives.
Tropical Storm Earl will mark a significant change in our weather for the rest of the week. Here is the forecast for Wednesday. And that is a look at the weather with information provided by forecaster Angelia Guy at the Belize Weather Bureau. And before we end the news, here is another look at the tropical update for the latest on Tropical Storm Earl.
And we have a name, Tropical Storm Earl. The hurricane hunters went and investigated and said, yep, this thing looks good enough and has winds strong enough to be called a tropical storm. Now, it's moving to the west at 22 miles an hour, which is a very fast pace for a tropical cyclone. Had it moved slower over all of these warm waters, we probably would have seen a tropical storm even earlier or possibly even a hurricane. So it's good that it's moving so fast. Watch what happens. This approaches the Yucatan Peninsula, putting Honduras and Belize kind of in the bullseye for some tropical storm conditions. That's why warnings are issued for both of those coastlines. Crosses over the Yucatan and weakens into a tropical depression as it re-enters Mexico.
TNC 10 will continue to provide hourly updates on the progress of Tropical Storm Earl. To end the news, here are the headlines again. NEMO places Belize under a hurricane watch as Tropical Storm Earl approaches. People's United Party criticizes cabinet shuffle, and the Belize Bureau of Standard issues a price control advisory. With the headlines, we end this edition of the 9 o'clock news. Thank you for joining us. I am Samantha Harrison. Have a good night and a good evening.